And we are back here in the ALULA Tour of Saudi Arabia. Obviously, Pidcock is our key favorite for the stage. In real life, they actually went through to, I believe it was 5 kilometers to go, as the final loop was apparently a little bit kind of dodgy roads, especially on the descents. So the race was neutralized, so I think it was 5Ks to go. And then it was a straight shoot up the mountain, and Tom Pidcock tore the race apart. It was an amazing race to watch. We are largely going to have a quiet start to this race. We're going to do a lot of our work on the flat, and then Pidcock is going to have the whole team drill the pace essentially from the second intermediate sprint all the way up the second climb, and then go on that final climb. He wants to thin out the peloton is what he's going to want to be doing. He's on a great race day form, which is nice. Should make our lives a little bit easier. Liepins, Perezzini, and Moschetti are all just going to sit in the middle of the pack and do not a whole lot for the stage. Perezzini is going to do the protection, and Liepins is just going to follow. And then all of these lot are going to work all day. Are any of these particularly shocking at mountain? All of them, technically. But that's okay. These three aren't going to work. They're just going to do their own thing. These guys at the front, they are all going to be the ones doing the work. We are just going to basically book it right until we get to the mountain, and then that final ascent we are going to absolutely drill. Pidcock's going to go early, I think. I think that's what he tried to do, and what he did try and do in real life. We're going to try and go early and just really take the race to everyone else. Being with no teammates, I don't want to get high up the mountain with people with teammates. It just creates this sense of they can have some protection from the wind, which I know in real life doesn't change much. I'm also considering launching attack, not over this first bit, but if you can see my mouse, over that last little hill before we descend into the final bit. If I can get any sort of gap there, I would absolutely consider an attack. We are caught back here, but that is okay for the pure purpose of Christoph is here, so these guys will all ride to get him back to the front. We're just going to chill towards the back. These guys need to be a little bit more thingied up. That's okay, although Pidcock I'd rather not have booking it just yet. We are going to soon get to the point where I have to make a decision about making people ride or not ride, and it is not ideal for the scenario we are in. Asparin's going to get to the front, because I feel like Zukowski is arguably my best mountain. This guy's going to have to get to the front and just get ready, because this pace, I want it high. And I think, is this Kaharural? Yes, it is. That was Kaharural ready to just drill some pace. We managed to keep it high, and then we're going to just keep it ticking over. I don't want the pace coming out of this group. I want it to just be consistent and consistently high. I don't want to allow those groups behind to get back. I know Moschetti and stuff are the main group that is behind, but it's besides the point. Moschetti is going to drop behind and get that. Although I've discovered if you do that, it really weirds everything out. He gets to go back and protect. We do need some water, so I'm going to do that now, which could be interesting timing, but we have created a couple of distances, but it's more about putting some burn into the legs of the other riders. Up this one, I'm considering going at an even higher pace and just really drilling it. I basically, Frison and Asparin should not be making it over this next hill. And given we are now on it, they can ride at that 90. Pidcock's going to have to speed up at least a little bit. This pace now is going to go electric, I think. Pidcock having to speed up a little bit. We don't want to lose them in a gap, as Perrin and Frison have done their jobs well. I kind of want all of you to just chill out. Manages to survive over the top. The pair of these lot are struggling, but what we're going to do is we're just going to get in the wheel. And this is how we're going to do it, as Perrin and that are going to just sit and chill at that speed. Zukowski is going to lead us up and over. He's going to go an infinite relay. Caja Rural are willing to work. Ibanez and Johnston both up there. Ideally, I want to go away with Pidcock. Although I might, no, it wouldn't. It's like playing the game and also trying to play realistic sometimes is adipposing, because you could send Zukowski, he'd attack over the top and just book it down the hill. But I don't think that would be something that they'd pursue normally. We are going to start ramping up this pace as we get up near the top. And with this far to go, we're going to do a little prospect attack and get him to sit in the wheels as best as he can. If he can stay, that would be ideal. And even though we've got that, I want Pidcock to absolutely drill it on the way down, because these boys, no disrespect, are not good enough to follow Tom Pidcock on a descent, although it is not actually wide enough to do what I want it to do. So we might just sit up, let Zukowski come to the front, and just get ready for this next climb. On this climb, we're not going to go on that first one. We're going to go the moment it turns black. The moment that thing turns black is when we're going to go. We're going to accelerate. We're going to launch our final attack. That was a prospect. Didn't do what we wanted, but that's okay. That's the point of a prospect attack. Not creating any major gaps. All the major players will still be here. Grunewagen sat in the wheel after a stage win yesterday. Don't think he's going to be a stat factor for the stage win here, but I've seen weirder things. We're going to control this. This is likely one of the kind of more major race objectives, especially just given the team they brought to this event. It looks like it would be. Zukowski going to start to just drill some pace, make these boys absolutely work. Surain is starting to go, waiting, still going to stay at that pace, but I did not trigger the drill. That's okay. Zukowski does his final little effort. Pidcock launches out of the wheel with 1k to go. Iribar is going to challenge, but Pidcock has a gap, the 12-second gap to the group of two, and then another 15 seconds back, and Pidcock has dropped all of his contenders and is going to take out stage 2, as he did in real life, with a dominant display. Now that just seems to be a great team effort from the squad there. Iribar, Lisa Gui come in. Dunbar gets a high place. Voisoid gets a high place. Keplinger, the usual subjects, all higher up. Is there anybody that finishes lower than they really should? Volshard survives in the main group. Not something I particularly expected, just with the way this game usually rides. Jakobsen there. I assume we're at the very back of everything. We are not. Wallen is the very back. I will sim us through. He's ended up a long way back for the type of race we are in. Liepins, Muschetti, Krasny all come across the line, struggling just to get up. But that is a great result and a stage win to start us off, as we can see him crossing the line in our replay. Now, as for what that does for our classifications, Pidcock goes top by 30 seconds. So we are now riding not just for stage wins on stage 3 and 5, I believe, yeah. On stage 3 and 5, we have to defend this jersey, at least for tomorrow. points jersey, we have taken the lead, which is why I say about the not taking sprint points on sprinter stages. We probably don't deserve to hold that jersey, which is alright because it will be put onto Groenewegen, but we'll make sure we're not in the running for that. Muschietti has mountain points. I'm shocked that that doesn't have mountain points. Feels like it should. It's at the top of a mountain. And I don't know when we got Muschietti points, but I will absolutely take it. Young rider, we don't really have anyone, and teams, we don't really care. But yeah, I suppose, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you feel, and we will see you guys next time.